this YouTube channel, and today we are going to consider how to derive the quadratic formula using the completing the square method. Now, it is pertinent to note that the general form of a quadratic equation is given as ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is the general form of a quadratic equation. Now, for us to derive the quadratic formula from this general form of the quadratic equation, we need to apply the completing the square method to this. And how do we do it? The first thing we need to do is to make the coefficient of x squared to be unitive. That is 1. Make the coefficient of x squared unitive. That means equals 1 by dividing through by a. Now, this is what we are going to do. We divide through by a, and if we do that, we have x squared plus bx over a plus c over a equals 0 over a. Now, if we have this, the next thing we need to understand is to divide this. A divided by 0 is 0. So we have x squared plus bx over a plus c over a equals 0. This makes us to have this particular equation. Now, for us to proceed from here, we need to subtract c over a, the constant term, from both sides. We have to subtract c over a from both sides. And if we do that, this is what we have. X squared plus bx over a equals minus c over a. The next thing we need to do is to take half of the coefficient of x, square it, and add to both sides. Take half of the coefficient of x, square it, and add to both sides. Take half of the coefficient of x, square it, and add to both sides. So this is it. The coefficient of x here is plus b over a. So you have half of the coefficient of x, which is b over a. Then we square it. So this is what we have. This will result to b over 2a all squared. Now, it is this particular expression that we are going to add to both sides of the equation. And it will become x squared plus bx over a plus b over 2a all squared equals minus c over a plus b over 2a all squared. So this is the expression we now have. For us to proceed, we need to resolve this. So, if we consider, now, we are using completing the square method to achieve this. Therefore, we are on the left-hand side of the equation, we are going to consider the terms that are squared alone in attaining this. So, here, x squared is squared, and b over 2a is also squared. These are the two places that are squared. So, we take the terms x plus b over 2a, then you square everything. Which results to this. For this, we have to simplify this by saying minus c over a plus b squared all over. 2 squared is 4a squared. Now this becomes x plus b over 2a all squared equals b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. This is it. The next thing we need to do is for us to simplify this algebraic fraction here. So we have x plus b over 2a all squared equals, by taking the LCM of the terms at the denominator, we have 4a squared here. This divided by this 1 times this is b squared minus this divided by this is 4a. 4a times c is 4ac. This is what we have. And we can proceed from here by taking the square root of both sides to remove the square here on this other side. So we take the square root of both sides. By taking the square root of both sides, taking the square root of both sides, we'll have x plus b over 2a all squared is equals plus or minus the root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. This is what we have now. Now, it is we cannot take the square root of the term here and the numerator here, but we can take the square root of this term here. So this becomes um, this is what we have. So this becomes x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over. The square root of 4 is 2, the square root of a squared is a. Now, we can subtract b over 2a from both sides to make x the subject of the formula. We will subtract b over 2a from both sides. So if we do that, this is what we have. X is equals minus b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, this is an algebraic fraction that could be simplified by taking the LCM of the denominators and then using it to multiply, to divide and multiply. And if we do that, it will result to x equals, we take the LCM of 2a and 2a, you have 2a there. The 2a divided by 2a is 1 times minus b, plus or minus 2a divided by 2a is 1 times that we have b squared minus 4ac. This is the general form of a quadratic equation. This quadratic, this is the quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula. So this is how to derive the quadratic formula. This is the end, and this is the quadratic formula. This quadratic formula could be used to solve any problem in quadratic equation, whether or not the term is factorizable or not. Can be applied to solving terms in quadratic equation. This is how to solve it. This is how to derive the quadratic formula using completing the square method from the general form of the quadratic equation. Thank you.